Hi everyone and welcome to Debra's Felt Studio. Today I've been inspired by my peonies and my beautiful new cup that I got for my birthday. So I thought I'd like to show you how to make these simple beads which were inspired by my Dutch friends Manu Beertin and Bridget Eertink. They make fabulous things out of felt. You should check them out on Instagram. They really are clever felters. Anyhow, I made this bag recently and I've been working on it for quite a while now. You can find part two in my membership scheme, but the first part of it is free here on YouTube. So, what do I do to make beads? Well, first of all, I'm going to set out my felting station and then I'm just thinking about the colours that I'm going to use. I quite like the idea of making things that pop out. So rather than them being analogous colours, I'm going for something that's opposite on the colour wheel,
But first
as
of
well as
all, I
some
decided to
analogous
make a
colours, because I
green
do think
bead.
that colours
So
that
I
are
took some
close together
pre-felt,
look really pretty
and
together.
this is some
So
merino
here we
silk
go.
blend
I'm going to
pre-felt that
take
I
a
already
piece of
had, and I had
pre-felt.
hand dyed this a
Now, if
few
you've not
weeks
come
ago.
across pre-felt before,
So you
it's a
pull it
kind of
apart,
felt that's been half made,
and
let's
I'm
say. And
just
this
going to
piece
cut
here
a
I
strip,
actually buy by the
probably
metre,
about
and then
eight,
I've hand
eight
dyed
inches
it so it's
long.
gone a little bit
And
felted.
you should
You
have
can
your
see the
strip
edges
slightly
there.
narrower
But
at
it's
one
still
end.
got plenty of room in it to shrink some
I'm
more
just
and to
checking,
felt
is that the
properly.
right
So
colour?
it's
I
ideal for
also think
making
that's a lovely
beads.
colour, so I'm probably going to
If you
make a
want to know
purple
where to
bead
buy
and a
pre-felt,
green
you
one.
can look at most good
Sort
holes,
of looking to see what
most good
other
wool
things there are
suppliers. I use a company called World
in
of
my
Wool.
basket. I don't like that blue, so I decided on the green and the purple. So that was too shocking. So I found some pretty pale pink that's the same colour as the flower. And you want it tapered at one end. So I'm just cutting a little point here. Sorry. And then you simply lay it down on your drawer liner. It's kind of a rubbery feel. And then you want to put on some water and some soap. I was just getting my soap here as I hadn't got it ready. Sorry, the editing on this video is not fabulous. It's in real time. What I've got here is a paintbrush, and the paintbrush you can see is fat in the middle and tapered at one end. And it needs to be about twice the thickness of the cord that I want to put it on, because remember, the felt will shrink. So I squirt my pre-felt with just water. There's no detergent in this bottle, it's simply me reusing a detergent bottle. And then I'm going to get some soap, a bar of olive oil soap, and I just run the soap across the top. Then I'm going to take the paintbrush and I'm simply going to wind it around the paintbrush, starting with the fat end, going to the thin tapered end, like so. I'm sorry if you can hear noises in the background, it's very windy outside whilst I'm recording the voiceover. Here I was deciding whether or not to put some more fibre on the top to make the bead a bit fatter but tapered at the ends. And you can add extra pieces like this, but in the end I decided against this, so I took those off. So once you've got your strip, you simply gently roll it backwards and forwards over the drawer liner. I like to put soap on the drawer liner and then rub backwards and forwards gently at first, and pushing and squeezing, and everything is very gentle at this stage. So I'm carrying on, rolling backwards and forwards, and you want to do this for about 5 minutes. So I'm going to stop. So now the bead is quite firm, and at this point you can rub it harder. Initially you have to be quite gentle with it, but then as the felt gets denser you can be a little bit rougher with it. I'm also pressing it down at the edges and pushing the bead, or pushing my fingers together. Keep soaping your drawer liner and you can keep wetting. It helps the bead felt quicker. After a while you can slide your bead off the pencil or the paintbrush. Put some more soap and water on it, and I keep putting my finger in it, rubbing it in between my hands like a ball, and then pressing it down and rubbing it in every which way. Then I put it back onto the paintbrush, onto the thinner end, and here you can see it's getting more and more dense. And you keep doing this for a few minutes, and you can see that that's going to fit on there really nicely. Keep checking that your hole is big enough. You can put your finger in it. You saw there that I tried to slip it onto the cord. I put it on the end of the paintbrush, and I'm just trimming a little tiny bit off there, and there we have it. And then I'm going to do the same process with the green. So you want a tapered end. This is the same fabric. It's pre-felt. It's merino and silk blend. This is speeded up, by the way. As you've seen it in real time before, I've now decided to do it fast, just so that the video isn't too long. And then I'm just repeating. Now, as you can see, this is a different shape bead, and the way you get a different shape is your strips are thicker. So this was like a very, very long triangle. You can wind it back to see the shape again if you like.
This is obviously a cone-shaped bead. It's slightly different than the other shapes. Excuse me. And you do that by just making your strip wider and thinner at both ends. And as you can see, keep taking, once you've got it nice and dense, you take it off the paintbrush, sorry, and yeah, and you can see how easy it is to make this lovely conical shape. I've just trimmed the edges there to get a straighter bit at the end, and it's the same diameter on the inside. Later I'm going to sew these and turn them into really pretty beads. These beads are also great for dreadlocks. You can make fabulous felted beads to go on your dreads, and they wash really well with shampoo, and once they've shrunk, they don't shrunk too much more, so they'll be fabulous on your hair. And you can decorate them and embellish them with lots of different embroidery threads, and you'll see how I do that later. So with this next bead, I've decided to make a piece of felt with some silk gauze and some pre-felt. So here I am just spritzing it with the water, then I'll put some soap on it, and then hopefully the two things will amalgamate together. And then I'm going to cut a heart shape out of it and create a heart-shaped bead. So to make this piece of felt, you just do it as you would with any other fibre. You soap it lots, wet it lots, and then you keep rubbing. And eventually the silk passes through the wool. Once it's well and truly rubbed, then you can start to scrunch it up and do as I do. This is fast forwarded. It's quite a fast speed. So take about 5 minutes to 10 minutes rubbing at first before you start doing this with your hands and scrumpling it up. But this is just a fast way of getting the silk to amalgamate to the pre-felt underneath. Once you've decided that it's shrunk enough and that it's quite strong, because I do still want to make it shrink as I make the bead, I've put it on the towel there just to take some of the water out of it. And then I'm going to cut out a heart shape, and it's similar to the flower at the top. And the reason I wanted that is I want to sort of give the idea that the flower is growing out of the heart, because I want to embroider a saying that I love, that and the saying that I want to embroider on my bag is plant love, gather flowers. I love this saying. So yes, my heart is going to be attached to the closure as another bead. So you can see here I'm just cutting out two heart shapes, and then I'm going to sew it together and stuff it. And so I've got some wool that I will put inside of it to felt round. And first I'm going to sew it. So here you can see me just getting my sewing needle, or I'm struggling because my hands are wet. I think I'm just going to fast forward on the video here. So I'm sewing around the heart, and then the intention is to stuff it. So you just do a simple running stitch all the way around. You see that. The heart is not fully felted at this point because I want it to shrink even more once I've stuffed it, and you'll see what I mean when I've done it. So you sew around it with a simple running stitch in a similar coloured cotton to the felt, because you will leave the running stitch in, but it's kind of hidden. I'm sorry if you can hear something in the background. I've got my washing machine going whilst I'm doing the voiceover. Now I've left a gap in the sewing so that I can stuff it, and I'm just stuffing it here with some merino wool that I had lying around, but you can also use the batting that you might stuff toys with. In fact, it does work better with a synthetic fibre because it shrinks down and you have a more of a spongy heart. So if you use wool, it's a little bit more dense. So I left a space, stuffed it, and then now I'm sewing it up. I was mindful also to leave a hole in the very top because I want to put the cord into that, and I'll sew around it with the cord. So you can see me pushing it in here into the corners of the heart. So at this point you can see me wetting it again and soaping it again because I'm going to carry on felting it. And the reason being is it's only half shrunk. So at this point, once sewn, I'm going to rub it along the edges to get those edges to mat together. Merino pre-felt is fantastic for making shapes like this. And then I just rub it. This is speeded up 4 times, so it'll obviously take you a little bit longer than this. I want to keep the hole in the end of the heart. Oh wow, it was really windy outside. I just wanted to show you the tree that was blowing outside my window. Anyway, back to the heart. So just keep, sorry about that, just keep felting, and rubbing it in every which way direction. And I've put the paintbrush in the end there because, again, like I said earlier, I want to keep a hole that I can put the cord of the closure into it. And there you see it. It's almost finished. And I carry on rubbing it a little bit more. So there you have it. I'm just finishing the edges here. Sorry about the washing machine in the background. And then I decided to call it a day with this video because it was getting very long and it was late at night. So I got my little pouch that I made a couple of weeks ago. You might have seen that in an earlier video. And I've just put my beads in there for later. So I'm going to take these beads on holiday with me. I'm about to go off to Norway. And whilst I'm there, I'll be finishing my bag and documenting my holiday. And there'll also be some woolly treats. So be sure to join in again and watch Debra's Felt Studio for more felting tips. And if you want to see Norway, then join me in the next video. I hope to return there one day. I ran a felting retreat there a couple of years ago and it was super fabulous. And I've found some new places to go now. I went right into the Arctic Circle to Lofoten. So join me on the next video and thanks for watching. Bye.